up, guys? Welcome to the channel. My name's Taylor. I have a box here that's really important to me. Maybe it's not as important to you. I don't know. Let me explain real quick why this is important, and then we'll get to unboxing everything. I'll read the specs and whatnot. This is a package from Mooer. It is one of their new GE150, like their Pro line of model. I'm a little bit confused, but we'll get into it in the video. But this is the new GE150 Pro Li, I believe. And what's cool about this is Mooer was probably the first company to like give a shit about anything that I did on this channel. They were the first people to ever send me anything and ask for my opinions on things. So I have like a really soft place in my heart for Mooer. Pretty exciting day for me. That's why it's so special to me. But let's just open the thing, yeah? Yeah, okay, GE150. Oh, look at this, foot toppers. That's cool. Foot switch button topper things. An on-the-go cable, Type-C to Type-C. I have an iPhone, like the older one that doesn't have the Type-C yet, so that doesn't help me out too much, but. And then the thing everyone is here for. This is the GE150 Pro Li. Let's read the specs. This is the Mooer GE150 Pro Li. Now there are two different designs here. There's the normal GE150 Pro, which is just the standard power version. You plug it into a power source. And then there's the GE150 Pro Li, which has a built-in lithium battery with approximately 9 hours of battery life. The GE150 is designed on Mooer's updated GE series design language. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I'm sure we will figure it out as we go through this video. It has 4 multi-purpose foot switches for browsing presets and triggering functions. We have 55 classic preamps based on Mooer's in-house MNRS technology. There's 26 high-quality cabinet simulations, 10 slots for third-party cab IR files, an expression pedal that supports both parameter control and volume output control, a built-in 80-second looper and tuner, a built-in drum machine module with 40 drum rhythms and 10 metronome modes. As far as input and output options on the back of the unit, not a ton, but we do have the necessary ones. We have a 3.5mm auxiliary input, a 1/4-inch input for your guitar or bass, 1/4-inch left and right outputs, a 3.5mm headphone output, a Type-C USB port, and an on-off switch. And as of right now on Amazon, you can get the GE150 Pro for $179 or the GE150 Pro Li for $219. Links in the description. Now they did send me one of their GE1000 Pro units that had the lithium ion. I think that was the first one they released with the lithium ion battery. And I think the biggest difference, just looking at these, we'll find out when we plug it in here, but I believe the main differences are the GE1000 Pro is advertised as an intelligent multi-effects unit, which means it has a touch screen. And also you can assign each individual block to whatever you want, whereas this has fixed blocks. So, you know, those are some pretty major differences, but they're also pretty major different price points too. You know, just letting you know so you can buy what you need. All right, I got the maroon one. It's pretty cool. You know, this is really not a bad color. Now that I'm looking at it in person, I kind of like it. The littlest on-off rocker switch I've ever seen in my life. Whoa, it turned on. All right, 'cause it's battery powered. So yeah, this is not a touchscreen. This is just like the screen you would find on the GE200 or whatever. These aren't buttons either, these are just LEDs. So this truly is really similar to the GE150, if my memory serves me correctly. But I think I just need to plug this thing in and rip some chugs, yeah? All right guys, what's up? We're plugged into the GE150 Pro Li. This is plugged in right now, but look, I don't have to, you know? It's battery powered, which is kind of interesting for a couple reasons. You know, maybe not as much anymore, but when I first started playing guitar, pedals were all battery powered. You just use the 9-volt power from the actual batteries. Really interesting. It's almost like a return, like we're times a flat circle. We're returning back to the ways of the 9-volt, except this is a built-in battery. You know, you just recharge it. I'm playing a Jackson Soloist with EMGs, an 81 and an 85 in the neck. We're plugged into the 𝐒𝐏𝐿𝐴𝐴 something. I forget. It doesn't say on the actual pedal here. Oh, no, it does. Pandora. I'm stupid. It is the 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐴 Pandora. Powering this 4x12 cabinet, mic'd up with an SE Electronics Voodoo Ribbon 1 microphone. Let's hear it. It's missing something. Let's get into here and dial things in a little bit. Let me show you what I have going on. I had to refamiliarize myself with this platform. Actually, I had to go back and watch my GE150 video from like years ago. Just to try and refamiliarize myself with it because I don't actually have that thing anymore. But essentially to me, this looks like a repackaged GE150. The UI is a little bit different. In a lot of ways, the functionality is very, very similar to the GE150. Now you can't load GNR files on this. That was something that they reserved for the GE200 line of products and up. You know, I was kind of bummed out a little bit. I thought you would be able to load the GNR files. You can load your own IRs through the Mooer Studio application. Go to that. Okay, normally I wouldn't include this part of the video, but I feel like if I don't, I'm gonna get a million questions about it. The link for the software to actually edit things and add stuff to your GE150 is a little bit hard to find. I will include a link to it in the description of this video, just in case. Now that we have the application actually opened here, I like this, it's very clean looking, by the way. It's a very clean looking application, but we can actually go in here and we can change each one of our different presets. You can load your own IRs here though. So let's go ahead and do that. So basically to load an IR, it's very self-explanatory, but you go into the cab section, go down to where you have these empty IR slots, press plus, navigate to the folder with the IR that you want to load. Let's load that guy up in there. Boom, and it imported it successfully. So we're actually gonna dial in tones over there, but I just wanted to show how you actually get the software and how you get it to load up, because I get that question all the time when I post these videos. So there you go. You can't click to the effects here. These are just lights. So you do have to use the wheel to scroll through. So in a lot of ways, very, very similar. It does have updated amp sims though. There are some amp models in this that were not available in the GE150. And they sound a little bit different. So let's actually check that out. We're using one of those right now. So use this main wheel to go through the different effects parameters. It moves left to right. There we are on the amp that has EV5150 distorted. Let's change this. We'll go with the Hugin distortion. Let's go ahead and save this again, just so I don't touch anything and mess it up, because I will. A lot of cool delays. Let's go with the tried and true classic tape delay, right? Kind of cool with the trails there. Okay, so a little bit limited on the reverbs. We do have a cave reverb though. That sounds ambient. Let's go to a clean channel, because I know at least one of you wants to hear the effects through a clean channel and not through like just mega distortion. I've always thought the effects sounded really good on the Mooer units. You know, with the GE50 being one of the more entry series, I'm not super surprised that it's a little bit more limited on the effects. Would have been nice to see some updates in the Pro that we've seen in other units like the GE250 or 300, I believe, or like some of the stuff that we saw in the GE1000. Again, the GNR file thing as well would have been really nice to include that. But I still think, I mean, we're talking about 179 to 219 or something. We're talking about a relatively inexpensive multi-effects unit, and it does do a lot for that price, and it gets kind of like straight to the point. There isn't a lot of bells and whistles on this thing, and I don't think that's a bad thing, to be honest. I think that, especially at a lower price point, it's just more direct. Other than that, I think all of the effects sound really good. I'm pretty impressed, actually. Let's go into the settings real quick, and then I want to check out at least one other high gain amp before I give you my thoughts on this thing here. And then these are all the features we have. In a lot of ways, it's kind of like the bare necessities that you need. Here's what we have. We have our input level, pretty self-explanatory. We have our screen, so we can change the screen brightness. Would have been good to know before I started filming. Cab sim through, so you can see left out cab. That means even if I put cabinet simulation on this or an IR, since I'm plugged into the left side, you're not gonna hear it out of that output. And then on the other output, you would have the cabinet simulation. So you could run the right side out to front of house, or you can switch these and vice versa. However, it makes sense for you. On the go level, so the level if you were using the USB out into your phone and using this as like a audio interface effects unit, you can change the level that it's sending to your phone or whatever device you were sending the audio to, and then reset. So not a crazy amount of menus you have to dive through to get to things. Let's press play and go back to this again. I am familiar with a lot of these models, I just haven't used it in a long time, so I can't remember what my go-tos were, but I think, if I remember correctly, the Black Knight was one of my favorite amps from any Mooer series, anything. Yeah. We're getting some chunky low end out of this. Maybe we do have that EQ on that's boosting our resonance with this cabinet. So let's turn down the bass here. I like the Black Knight preamp. I think the Black Knight preamp is pretty good. All right, so here's my take on the GE150. I think if you're familiar with Mooer's products already and the price is very attractive to you and you don't really care about some of the limitations, like you're not interested in the GNR files, you're not interested in some of the more robust effects from like the GE300 or the GE1000 or something like that. Maybe you don't need that many settings and options and things to play around with. Like you just want a pretty straightforward go-to unit, and you also want the ability to purchase a battery-powered one. I think this might be right up your alley. If you were looking for a more powerful unit, I would say that the GE1000 sort of covers those other bases. It's in a very, you know what, let me get that thing out so we can compare the size and form factor and everything here. I actually brought this home just so I could do this. So you can see in terms of form factor, they're pretty similar in size. This one's actually pretty weighty, Jesus. They're pretty similar in size. However, with the 1000, we have the touch screen. We have the ability to program these effects blocks to whatever we want, and we can access them quickly just by touching them. We have the XLR outputs, we have MIDI, we have an effects loop. There's more features on this. You can load the GNR stuff. There's just a lot more to the GE1000, but if that stuff doesn't matter to you, if you don't want that, like you just want a really simple multi-effects unit, you know, I think this might appeal to you. And if you're really interested in that larger feature set, you can check out the GE1000 video that I did. I will link that down in the description, but there you go. All right, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you liked it, make sure to hit the like button. If you like what I do here on this channel, consider subscribing or being super OP and joining all of these beautiful people over here on Patreon, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.